Imagine you are sitting in a quiet garden next to a little cat. But the cat looks a bit worried. It stares at a glossy green bush and cries out, "Is that poison ivy? What will happen if I accidentally touch it?" That's right. Poison ivy has long been associated with fear in the minds of many people. But is it really that terrifying? Today, we're going to uncover the whole truth about this plant. What actually happens when you touch it, and how science explains everything. Imagine you're taking a leisurely walk in a forest. The wind blows gently. Sunlight filters through the canopy. Suddenly, you brush against a shiny green vine. You don't pay much attention and keep walking. But after just a day or two, you notice something strange. Red, burning streaks appear on your arm. Gradually, the skin begins to blister and itch as if 1,000 mosquitoes were biting you all at once. You feel puzzled and uncomfortable. Then it hits you. That small plant, poison ivy, was the culprit behind it all. In fact, poison ivy is nature's misunderstood villain. It never intended to attack you. So what's the truth behind it? In reality, poison ivy, like any other plant, only wants to survive and protect itself from threats. It has no purpose of making humans suffer. Its true weapon is an invisible, sticky oil called Urushiol. This oil is found everywhere in the plant, in its leaves, stems, roots, and even long after the plant has died. This means that just the slightest touch can leave traces on your skin. Urushiol wasn't created to take revenge on humans. It is an evolutionary compound designed to defend the plant against bacteria and fungi. In other words, poison ivy is not an enemy. It's simply a small warrior struggling to survive. Here's something interesting. Most animals are completely unaffected by poison ivy. Birds, deer, and even your dog can run through these bushes without itching at all. Why is that? Because Urushiol has almost no effect on animals. It only acts strongly on human skin. Scientists believe this compound evolved mainly to fight microbes, not to deal with large creatures like us. So, what makes humans especially sensitive? The answer lies in our immune system. When Urushiol touches the skin, it seeps into skin cells and binds to a protein called CD1A. This is a kind of gatekeeper in the immune system, responsible for signaling when an invader appears. The problem is, human CD1A is overly sensitive. As soon as Urushiol binds, CD1A sounds the alarm. The immune system immediately mobilizes, summoning T cells and releasing a cascade of inflammatory proteins such as interleukin-17 and interleukin-22. The result, your skin turns red, swollen, itchy, and covered with blisters. This condition is called Urushiol, induced contact dermatitis. Ironically, it's the body's overreaction, not Urushiol itself, that makes you miserable. Interestingly, not everyone suffers from poison ivy. About 15 to 30% of the population carries a special genetic variant that makes them naturally immune to Urushiol. For them, the body simply ignores it and shows no reaction at all. While most of us struggle with the itching and rash, they can touch the plant without any problem. This is a perfect example of how genetics influence the way our bodies respond to the natural environment. If you accidentally come into contact with poison ivy, the first thing to remember is don't scratch. Scratching can break blisters, cause skin abrasions, and lead to infection. Instead, you should wash the affected area as soon as possible, ideally within 30 minutes. Apply calamine lotion or hydrocortisone cream to reduce itching and inflammation. In most cases, symptoms will resolve on their own within 2 to 3 weeks. If the condition becomes severe, with very large blisters, pus, or signs of infection, see a doctor immediately. 8. Prevention tips. Prevention is better than cure. To avoid trouble from poison ivy, you can follow these measures. Learn to identify the plant. Know how to tell poison ivy apart from poison oak and poison sumac. A handy tip, poison ivy leaves usually grow in clusters of 3. Wash quickly. If you suspect contact, wash the skin as soon as possible, since Urushiol bonds more strongly over time. Clean thoroughly. Wash clothes in hot water, clean shoes, gloves, and even pets if they've rolled around in the plants. Remember, Urushiol is very persistent. It can remain active on clothing, tools, or pet fur for years and still cause reactions. Did you know climate change is making poison ivy more dangerous? Studies show that when atmospheric CO2 levels rise, poison ivy grows faster, larger, and produces more Urushiol. This means that in the future, those sensitive to the plant will face even greater risks. Back to our little cat. After all the explanations, the cat sighs in relief. Because it turns out, cats are immune to poison ivy. They can touch its leaves without a problem. Sounds a bit unfair, doesn't it? Humans suffer with itching, while cats remain completely fine. But the story isn't over yet. Right next to the cat lurks another assassin, a caterpillar with venomous hairs. Perhaps that will be another adventure for us to explore next time. Through the story of poison ivy, we see that nature is full of complex mysteries. A tiny plant, seemingly harmless, can trigger intense immune reactions in humans. But if we understand how it works, we can prevent it, treat it, and even look at it with greater empathy. After all, poison ivy is not an enemy. It is simply a part of the ecosystem, fighting to protect itself, just like us.